The Republic of Indonesia is an archipelago that spans across the Indian Ocean in Southeast Asia. The country comprises of more than 17,000 tropical islands. With a population of over 230 million, this makes Indonesia the fourth most populated country on the planet. Throughout Indonesia's economic history, agriculture has been relied upon for both exports and employment. The largest tourist destination in the country is the small island of Bali. Traditional dance, music, and the arts make up the rich tapestry of Balinese culture. Much of Balinese culture surrounds its religious beliefs, the majority following Balinese Hinduism. With record numbers of tourists visiting Bali in 2008, it needs to be considered how this is impacting the local people and the island itself. Many locals who find employment in the tourism industry struggle to get by, working extremely long hours and often more than one job to make ends meet. Komeng has been working in Bali's tourism industry for the past 15 years, and he has just recently opened the Sunshine Bar in Padang Bai. During the day, Komeng commutes to Kuta, which is 2 hours away by motorbike.
Alright, done. Good.
He works in a popular restaurant frequented by tourists.
This is my other job, apart from Padang Bai, which is I've done it for about 7 years. This place called Warung Jogek Bulan. I've been working since 2003. I need both ways, so it's I can got more income, so it's to cover up all the bills. Tourism is the main thing of Bali. It's our economy is 70% is built up by tourism things. For the agriculture things, might be around right now it's about 30%.
There has been a huge boom in Bali's economy due to tourism over the last 20 years. Many Balinese have migrated away from the back-breaking work of the rural rice paddies in hope of a better future by working in the commercial centre of Kuta, which plays host to many Western-influenced jobs in bars, restaurants and nightclubs.
Around the place, warung, we call it warung, place for you to eat in Indonesia. Before it was the quiet beach, but now everything is changed. Let's start in cultural thing. In 12 years ago, 15 years ago, there is no tattoo, there is no drinks, there is no pub. Anything is taboo for us. But since the tourism arrived, everything is halal to us. I think the tourists affect our life in a good way, or bad too, I could say that. Well, we reduce our praying time because it's close to the hotel. Usually we pray in the temple 3 times a day. That's because we use a loudspeaker, so the customer doesn't like to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So
John Pulby has been returning to Bali over the past 5 years to surf many of Bali's world-class waves. Bali's surfing industry is thriving due to the island's consistently warm temperature and great surfing conditions. John has recognised many changes due to tourism during this time.
Obviously all these big brands are now coming to Kuta. All we can hope for is that they just stay in Kuta and they don't start expanding out to the rest of the island, because that's when the island will really lose its magic. You can still get out of Kuta and find some beautiful areas. So I guess at the same time I don't want to be a hypocrite because it's nice sometimes having the Western things here. Maybe it's a bit of a bonus having these Western shops and conveniences in Kuta. But yeah, I really hope that it all stays in Kuta and that the rest of the island's left alone and enjoyed by the tourists but not ruined by the tourists.
The culture's the biggest thing, I think, for me. The people, they're mostly Hindu, so they're very peaceful. But the culture itself, with the ceremonies all the time, the dress, the dances, the traditional music of gamelan, you know, the different dances, to me is fantastic. I love it. Sometimes if you go to places like Kuta, some of those people lose their way a little bit. For a lot of the time they'll be complaining that they've lost their culture and they want to get it back. In fact, I think tourism is working better for the environment, because a lot of tourists now will actually say, I don't want to buy your necklace or your sarong, I'll pay you money to clean the beach. But now there's a lot more effort being made to clean up places because of tourism. So I think originally it might not have been that good, but now people are starting to get their head around that people don't like seeing plastic bottles in the ocean.
It is becoming a clear realisation to local communities relying on tourism that a healthy natural environment draws in consistent visitors. Pemutaran, a small town on the coast in the north of Bali, used to survive solely from agriculture and fishing. The fishing practices in the early 1990s were highly damaging to the local coral reefs. Since then, the people of Pemutaran have realised that it is more profitable for them to ecologically sustain their reef as it attracts tourism in the form of divers. To counteract the damage done, local hoteliers, dive shops and community leaders grouped together with scientists to create a pioneering way of bringing the reef back to life. These metal cages were made using local materials which were placed out among the threatened reef. These cages are stimulated by low currents of electricity, which then help encourage the growth of limestone, and in turn this also helps the growth of new coral, which forms at 5 times the rate of which it would naturally in the wild.
Rabies, that's our big problem right now in Bali. Yeah, I wish it's like our government will do something. Maybe the leader of the village will try to keep the area clean. Like if the beach clean, people will like coming back many times. Before that, like people like to do snorkeling over here, but now because like so many damage already, so it's like, well, it's not good for snorkeling anymore. It's gonna be big competition. It's like, well, maybe by the future with Lombok.
The island of Lombok is located a short boat ride to the east of Bali. Plans for a new airport and new resorts scattered across Lombok may mean it's becoming a tourist trap, much like Bali.
In Kuta Lombok got like bright white sand over there and then like really clear water. That is the difference.
The town of Kuta in Lombok is now compared with how Kuta in Bali used to be.
This one coming up like a big resort over there is coming up a big resort, and like other side is coming up big resort. used to be before like a palm garden, is like along the beach, and then right now it's like becoming like concrete garden. It used to be just empty land alone. Starting it from like the kids, family, it's like got to treat the kids like, hey, like put a rubbish in a rubbish bin. You're not gonna throw it anyway. It's better if you're building up from the children. So soon they're grown up, they will understand really, really good.
Balancing local and travelling concerns is a challenge Bali now has to face. Tourism has brought enormous benefits to the Balinese people, although recognition is needed that there is a limit to what the island can sustain.
Be a steady bound train, I'll go the rails. Be my rock, I'll be myself. Be my rock, I'll be myself. Be my rock, I'll be myself.